and social slime, they don't matter. Genocide, sick from water, sick from air. Making money, they don't care. Caesar shit, force of air. Fuck them back, it's only for they bomb. They shoot, they kill, they massacre, rape. They burn the kids, no one makes countries. Laugh to your face, fight and die, 'cause God forgives. Selling lies and buying time, killing people next in line. Lower class and social side, they don't matter. Genocide, sick from water, sick from air. Making money, they don't care. See the shit, force a bear. Fuck them back, that's only fair. They bomb, they shoot, they kill, they massacre, rape. They burn the kids, no one leaves countries. Lie to your face, fight and die, 'cause God forgives. Yeah. Coming back around again.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ron Stevens. This is Game On right here on UCY.tv. It is March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So if you got some Irish in you, get out and do some partying. I have some in me, and I think that's why I am in the position I'm in. I have... one of my cousins was doing some, what do you call that, family history or whatever. And we were up for my grandpa's funeral a long time ago. And we were asking her, like what her background is. And she came out with English. Well, everybody told her to suck air. We ain't going there. What else you got? And we have Irish, and we have a little native in us, just enough, just a smidgen to connect us to what's right and what's wrong, I suppose. And so, if you got some Irish in you, you probably know it if you got some Irish in you, because you tend to, I don't know, see what's wrong easier, I guess. I don't know. You're not as wussy as the English. But the English is where all our problems are coming from, that damn place called England. We got the bar, and they franchised their legal system and run it out across the world, and have pretty much bastardized the planet with it, and that needs to stop. Shakespeare was right, I guess, when he said, first kill all the damn lawyers. So it's a green day, it's not a green day as in save the planet green day. It's a green day and raise a glass and be proud to be a man or a woman and take this human crap and give it a kick in the rear and send it out of here, because that's the other thing that's got us all entrapped, enslaved. The legal system for the human is not the law system for the men and the women. That's the big problem we've got. We got confused. We got screwed over. We got lied to, and we got sucked into believing the lie was the truth. Now, I see we have some police are kind of whacking themselves here. Quick little story here about the RCMP. RCMP member takes his own life near the Parliament, or near Parliament Hill. Seems like a reasonable spot to do it. Site of suicide is just a half a block from Prime Minister's office in Ottawa. The scene outside an RCMP detachment office near Parliament Hill Thursday morning after an RCMP member was reportedly found with self-inflicted injuries. So the Star goes from the Ottawa Bureau Reporter. An RCMP member took his own life at a detachment office near Parliament Hill Thursday morning, sources confirmed to the Star. The RCMP have not publicly identified the man, but three sources say the member of the General Duty Uniform Protective Policing Patrol Unit died of a self-inflicted injuries. One said the man shot himself. In a statement, RCMP National Division Assistant Commissioner Gilles Michaud confirmed the death to fellow employees, saying the individual part of the General Duty Protective Policing Unit. I must regretfully advise that this involved one of our GDPP members. All indications are that this did not occur in the performance of his duties, but unfortunately he passed away at the hospital. Michaud said, "Please join me in thoughts and prayers for our member and his family." RCMP and Ottawa Police were on the scene outside of downtown Ottawa office building, which also houses a federal court office. As a spokesman for National Division told the Star, the Ottawa Police are in charge of the investigation. Ottawa Police Chief Charles Bourdeau, who went to the location, did not speak to reporters. The RCMP office is on Metcalfe Street, is just a half a block from the Prime Minister's office, and serves as one of the several Parliament Hill offices for the National Police Force, which is in charge of security on Parliament Hill. The Ottawa Police has jurisdiction off Parliament Hill. The RCMP officer had no vital signs when he was transported by ambulance to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The incident is another troubling development for a force struggling with growing numbers of members who say operational stress is taking a severe toll. Before this incident, 4 police officers had already died by suicide in Canada, according to the something that Tima Conter Memorial Trust. It is a support network for people with PTSD and was founded by a former paramedic who suffered from the disorder after responding to the 1988 murder of Tima Conter in Toronto. There were at least 11 cases of suicide among police officers in 2015 in Canada and 14 in 2014, according to the Trust. After the suicides of 2 Toronto police officers within 4 months in 2014, then Police Board Chair Alec Murkowski requested a comprehensive examination of police suicides. The results were not made public because of privacy concerns. One of the police officers taking his own life was one of the first police officers on the scene of the beheading of a young man aboard a Greyhound bus on a Manitoba highway 6 years ago. Ken Barker, recently retired RCMP corporal who was a dog handler, killed himself last July after struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder for years. Family and former colleagues say the 51-year-old had already seen almost 2 decades of horrific crimes when he witnessed the grisly scene on the Trans-Canada Highway west of Winnipeg in 2008. Tim McLean was stabbed, mutilated, and beheaded by Vince Lai, who was later found not criminally responsible because of mental illness. And those guys getting day parole, I think. This guy this Vince Lai guy, and a lot of people ain't too damn pleased about that either. Barker's family said they decided to speak out about the suicide and hope more Mounties will seek help. Sherry Barker, the former officer's estranged wife, said her husband was a sensitive man who did not want to be known as the Greyhound guy. Barker, who had 2 adult children, retired last month and been on medical leave since October. Sherry said Barker's sister, Wendy Walder, said he did get psychiatric help while with the RCMP and during his short retirement, but they both said the force has to do more to address the stigma attached to its members battling mental illness. Sherry also said his illness didn't just force him to retire, it also cost him his marriage. Today, Wednesday, would have been our 26th anniversary, she said. Ken and I separated 3 years ago. PTSD did it. It cost him on many levels. Well, you know, the RCMP are the military police of the Queen. Okay? The Queen says she owns all the land. The Queen is at the apex of the political and legal systems, which is the corporate system. The RCMP are the military force of the Queen for the corporate system. And you are a corporate entity. Okay? You are the chattel. You're the cattle, you're the slave, you're the subject, you're the citizen. Okay? And, you know, of course these guys are going to have to start killing themselves more regularly, because as they learn what they're actually involved in, and if they have any moral substance whatsoever, they're either going to have to call the whole outfit out, stand up, speak out, or become mentally distressed and then eventually whack yourself. Now, the RCMP, as are the other police forces, and I don't care where you live, the police forces are the force. The legislature passes color of law and adds force of law to it. Okay, so the lawyers, the liars in the legislature, and the liars and the lawyers at the Attorney General's office, who all spawn from the bar, write all these ridiculous rules and regulations for the corporation, corporate entities, you and I, the slaves, the subjects, the citizens, and these dicks have to run around as the force, forcing people to comply. Now, I'm certain a lot of the police are going, like, why are we doing this? They got to be by now. Because the rules and regulations get more ridiculous by the day, and you get the cops, well, I'm just doing my job. Well, Nuremberg said you can't say that. But here you are saying it. You know, so the police are starting to kill themselves just as well. Now, I don't want to see anybody harm themselves. But when you have these this force running around killing absolutely innocent people because they look crooked at them, or they had a penknife or a butter knife, or they farted on a Thursday because you can't fart on Thursday now because they passed new legislation. You can't fart on Thursday or we have to shoot you legislation. So I'm sure there's enough of these people in the police forces now who are starting to listen to either online radio shows, or they're doing their own research now, and they're scratching their heads trying to figure what the hell they're actually involved in. And some of them can't take it. They can't take it. Now, you call it stress. Well, you know, if you learn the truth and you can't verbalize the truth, and you can't go to your superiors and say, you know, Jim, what we're doing is wrong. A lot of these guys can't do that, so they just go whack themselves because they know they're caught up in a most ridiculous system that is completely criminal, and they're putting themselves off as the good guys, and that's unfortunate. But that's just the way it is. So like I said, I don't want to see anybody hurt. I don't want to see the police hurt anyone, and I don't want to see the police hurt themselves, and I don't want to see anybody be coerced into signing up so that the doctors can whack them. Okay? It's like we're in a death cult now or something, right? There doesn't seem to be any well, the police wouldn't have shot him if he didn't deserve it. You know, and then a cop whacks himself. Oh, the poor policeman. Oh, we got to do more for the police. Whoa, up here. You people are bent in the head. A death is a death is a death. Any unnecessary death is an unnecessary death. You know, it's like when I was running the construction company, you know, a cop gets killed in a car accident or whatever. Whatever his demise comes from, or he shoots himself or somebody else shot him. Whatever. Doesn't matter. You know, we've got these signs up on the road and bridges dedicated to these police or these army guys. You know, Every year, lots of guys get injured, maimed, and killed in the construction industry. Do you ever see them putting up a sign for those guys? Do you ever see the paper coming out? You know, oh my goodness, we got to do more for the construction guys. You know, they built everything that's here, and you know, when they die, you know, unnecessarily, we should you know, do something for them. Never happens, okay? Because you're just chattel. Okay, here's another stupid story. I'm going to go back to the cops in a minute, but because I found a pamphlet in the drawer today. I was looking for something else, and I ran across this pamphlet. And this thing blows me away. And it's a police pamphlet. It's a crime prevention pamphlet. I'm going to read some of this to you in a minute, but I just want to do this story first here. The DND, that's the Department of National Defense up here in Canada, has spent $6.4 million renovating buildings for the Syrian refugees so they would housing. None of them were used. Cost of preparing military bases to accommodate refugees was more than $1,000 per bed. The federal government spent $6.4 million renovating accommodation in the military base to provide temporary living arrangements for Syrian refugees, but none of the facilities have been used. The upgrades to military buildings created enough lodging for 6,159 refugees at a cost of a little more than $1,000 a bed. Defense Minister, he's the East Indian guy, Sajan. Why we have a guy with a turban on who's the defense minister? How does a turban-headed guy become minister of defense in Canada? How does that even happen? Huh? I have no idea, but it happened. Okay, the biggest investment took place at CFB, where $2.82 million was spent on electrical upgrades, winterizing 10 buildings, and constructing 31 additional units to house up to 2,139 refugees. Another $2.6 million was spent at CFB Borden to insulate 236 weather haven shelters, install heaters, enhance security, rent heaters and tents, and upgrade existing buildings for 1,500 refugees. At CFB Kingston, in order to house 693 refugees, $400,000 was spent to install a new ventilation system in the kitchen, while $275,000 was spent at Trenton to replace furnaces, install hot water storage tanks, replace smoke and fire alarms, and install heaters in order to house 992 refugees. At CFB Meaford, which is just up the road from me, an hour and a half, $255,000 was spent to install a large shelter for social, recreation, and or cultural or religious worship to make room for 335 refugees. As of February 29th, none of the facilities have been used. In preparing for the refugees' arrival, Immigration Minister John McCallum said that he only planned to use military base for accommodation in the last resort. Personnel relocated. To make room for the new arrivals, the Department of Defense relocated 370 military personnel from CFB Kingston, another 10 from CFB Valcartier. Had the bases been used, the Defense Department had a plan to post almost 1,000 military personnel to the 5 bases in CFB Petawawa in order to facilitate the refugees' resettlement and provide services for the Syrians housed there. The written answer from Sajan, that's the guy with the turban, also explains that the cost of the renovations would be absorbed by the Defense Department's existing budget and that the spending would not affect current operations of the current capabilities. It also revealed that as of February 28th, all of the Canadian Force personnel deployed to facilitate and screen refugees have returned home. 3 who were deployed to Turkey, 144 to Lebanon, and 84 to Jordan. Watch this video show, yada, yada, yada. Now, we've got all kinds of homeless people or semi-homed people in this country. Doesn't matter what town or what city you really go to, there's people that are underhoused, not housed, who were born here. And they ain't getting a nickel. Not a damn nickel. And we're supposed to open our arms to these migrants. And I mean, they were made migrants on purpose so they could flood them in here, so they could eventually bring about Sharia law, which is really the whole idea. But unfortunately, the Muslims don't get it, that they're being used as well. And when it all falls out, the idea is to kill Islam and kill Christianity all at the same time, actually have them kill each other off. And then we can get on to the world religion, which is kissing Mother Earth's ass, okay? And bowing down to Mother Earth. I don't know. I think we'll have to go out and stand in a field of lilies every morning before we go to work if they get their way, and we'll just go, oh, Mother Earth, who supplies us with all our water and food, yada, yada, yada. I mean, this is bizarre land, right? This is what's going on. And it really ticks me off, man. I mean, we're the idiots. We're the chattel. We're the clowns. We're really the idiots. I mean, we are so stupid it hurts my feelings some days. Okay, these guys go out and spend whatever the hell they want, borrow whatever they want, sit in office for 4 years or whatever the term is. They're there for a year, 6 months. Some of them are, but generally 4 years, and they can blow whatever they want out there. And we, the poor patsies, are left there holding the bag when they leave, because we're on the hook for the debt. And your kids are on the hook for debt, and your grandkids are on the hook for debt, and the debt just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until the weight of it crushes everybody. And then they're going to dance in with guaranteed income. And they're going to come, the abuser is going to come to you and save you. And all will be so thankful. It really makes me want to kind of puke. I hope it makes you want to puke too. Just bizarro land, man. Bizarro world. Now, here's something that Canadians can really get onto, right? This is a story really quickly that I just seen here for the first time, and it makes sense to me. This is a story that Canadians can get onto. They can get behind this story because it's important. None of this other stuff we talk about is important, but here's something that's damned important to Canadians. Canadians flood the CRTC, that's the, whatever it is, the outfit that looks after your cable and that. I got a call. Just hang in there, caller, for a second. Well, never mind. I'll bring you in and see what we got here. But I'm going to do this story real quick. Yes, caller.
Hey, Ron?
Yeah, who am I talking to?
You're talking Tomato.
Who?
Tomato from, my name's Mike.
Oh, I'm Potato. I'm Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Tomato.
All you got to do is put a G on the end of your name and a W in front, and everybody will just dismiss you.
What are you going to do?
That was a joke. Sorry.
Listen. This is really important because my Canadian people, oh, shit. Okay, in comes somebody else here now. This is good with me, but I just let me do this really quickly while you guys get going. What really pisses Canadians off? The Syrian refugees? No. The ever-increasing taxes? No. The ever-increasing rules, regulations, and shit. You can't do nothing? No. What's really got Canadians ticked off? Canadians flood the CRT with complaints about the new $25 basic TV package. That's what's important to people. Well, we don't think the basic package is worth the $25. We're getting ripped off. Flood the CRTC. Let your voice be heard. Right? Absolutely asinine. Anyways, how you guys doing? I got Tomato and I got Chris, better known as Duck.
I didn't know you had another phone call coming in at the same time. Otherwise, I probably would not have called.
Why?
Well, Well, because now it's a three-way conversation, but it's okay.
Oh, it's only a conversation. You called in, you talk.
Yeah.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Well, I was going to just comment on this point that humans believe that somehow we are separated from the planet and the earth, and we can do anything we want to it, and it will always, heal and recover. And, that is true. The planet Earth does not care if there's a human being on it or not. It went through millions and billions of years without a single hominid. So the point is we don't have to worship Mother Nature. We should respect it because, we actually came from her womb. We are built from the dust. And anytime people start thinking that they are separate from the environment, the atmosphere, the biosphere, and you think we can control it and manage it to our heart's content, there is always a failure. Think about it. All the mercury and arsenic they used in gold mining, they had no idea. And it's poisoned water supplies everywhere. Think about the idea of the plutonium that has been dug out of the ground and uranium, and it's concentrated into plutonium, and then they use it, and they don't know where the hell to put it. They talk about shoving it, launching it into the heart of the sun, or sticking it into the center of the earth. But the one thing they don't talk about is, why do we frickin' do something like shitting in our own bedrooms?
We didn't, though. We didn't.
Who did?
Okay, this is what really ticks me off about anybody connected to the environment. Okay? Let me make my piece here. I am an environmentalist. Everybody's an environmentalist. Okay? That's life. Okay? All men and women know that they respect the environment. Okay?
I don't believe that for a minute.
Well, now
I know anybody who sprays Roundup doesn't respect the environment. I know anybody who uses GMOs just does not respect the environment.
Okay, but you didn't let me finish. Okay.
Okay.
The only ones that don't respect the environment are the ones that don't respect you. Okay, they have turned you into a human by definition, which is an animal. Okay, you are just a property for their use, as the earth is a property for their use, okay? So except for a very incredibly small group of people who wish to play God, basically, the rest of the people have the utmost respect for the environment, okay, because they live in it. And you're correct in that sense, but there's a big disconnect about this idea of you've got these environmental lunatics, a cult, if you will, running around yipping at other people, going, you're not environmentally friendly, you're not sustainable. Well, that's coming out of an idiot's mouth, okay? That's a complete idiot. That's someone who's been brainwashed, doesn't have a clue what they're talking about, and should go home and stick their head in the toilet till they wake up, okay? The only ones that are destroying the environment are the ones that decided to destroy the environment so that you would succumb to their wishes of saving the environment. I mean, when I lived out west, the clear cutting of the forests were done on purpose. Okay, the clear cutting it was done on purpose to show that we had to save the environment. That was not normal logging practices. Loggers don't go in and clear cut. Okay? But we have to make a case for saving the environment. So
man, I got to tell you,
go in and clear cut and then get all of these idiots at the bottom to run around going, we got to save the environment. Well, people don't.
Can I interrupt this? So let me talk about this. I live here in Oregon. Weyerhaeuser, whatever you call it.
Yeah, Weyerhaeuser.
Has multiple 1,000 square miles. I don't know how many.
Right.
Forests. As do other ones.
Right.
And most of them have been cut, and some of them are in second growth. But the truth is, they cut all the way down from this peak to the bottom of the river, and they flooded those waterways and destroyed the salmon spawning habitat. All right, wait. Let me finish. if there were no laws to tell them they couldn't do it, they would continue to do it, and there would be no salmon. You understand that?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, you should.
Why?
Because the silt from clear cuts actually destroy all salmon habitat because they need
you're right
clear
back
gravel.
to where we started from, aren't you? Okay, and
well,
why was
real.
it? I was out in BC.
So why don't we clear cut all of them? Why don't we clear cut all the forest?
You're talking not about normal people. You're talking about companies, okay, who have two businesses. One is make money, and two is destroy the environment. Okay, so that
so you're saying that the clear cuts are actually designed on purpose to destroy the salmon?
Yes, yes.
Well, that's a real conspiracy theory there, dude.
It's not a conspiracy theory. There's nothing conspiratorial about it. It's just what they do. Okay,
I believe it does. To maximize profit has nothing to. They didn't give a crap about the salmon.
Look. It's just a simple case of problem, reaction, solution. Okay, they want environment. They want that to be the law. Okay, so people, unless people see the environment being destroyed, you can't get the reaction that you're looking for. So they have to go in. It's the same thing they do in the Amazon. If you go look at some of the videos down there, they're blowing oil out in here on purpose, saying it was an accident. There's no accident about it. Okay, this is all about getting you hyped up about the environment. Okay,
I think I disagree. I believe it's about these private, large, immortal corporations maximizing their dollar regardless, and they don't give a flying freak whatever about it. They don't care about politics. They control both sides. All I'm considering
look, they have to get the logging rights from the government. Okay.
No, they don't. They go in there and freaking cut that crap down regardless of the rights. It's the same thing they do here. Are you kidding me? Man, that's just ridiculous. There is no law that controls those things.
You pay stumpage, okay, and you have to cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here, but not in the Amazon. No.
Can I interject for one second?
Please do.
Sure.
Hey, Tomato. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, and I think you guys are both saying the same thing. You're just coming about it the wrong or in different directions. They are clear cutting, and they are definitely doing it for profit. And damn be all for the profit. But a bonus for people, as I like to speak of, the Rothschilds. They're sitting back smiling because now we got an environmental movement that's saying we got to save the planet. In comes carbon tax, and you can no longer have a wood stove in your house because you're clear cutting too much. And it comes down to a domination because of Agenda 21. They clear cut. They make the profit. Rothschild profits off of them because the ultimate goal of them and their Jewish friends is to put us in little boxes, and it all fits in good with carbon tax and 21 and the environment. If that makes any sense, I hope I helped.
The destruction of the environment, okay, is very simple, and that is to bring about the need for environmental law, okay, and it also has to do with the Global Environment Trust, the Resource Trust, okay. If anybody's stupid enough to think that the clear cuts or the dirty mining habits and that are by accident, forget about it. Okay? All you got to do is go back to 1950 Senate hearings with Warburg. Okay? And they needed a mechanism. The mechanism chosen was environment. Okay? I'm
gonna tell you right now, Weyerhaeuser clear cut this entire Northwest from 1910.
You don't have to tell me what they did. They bought out. They bought McMillan Bloedel out on the west coast of Canada.
I think they did it on because they were retarded and stupid at first.
No.
I don't think that there was...
The Crown has control of Crown land. The feds in the states have control of federal land. Okay, so you think that the Crown is going to say, oh, that's a great idea, McMillan Bloedel or Warehouse. That's a great idea to go and clear cut all our big trees right down to the river's edge so that we'll have flooding and we'll silt out all the spawning grounds. And that's a great idea.
No, they didn't know that. I don't believe they had a fucking clue.
On purpose. Get that.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I believe it was just simple greed. I don't believe the agenda came about until the 20s and after the environmental disaster. I do not believe that the Agenda 21 came out until after they cleared.
Great day. Goodbye. Christopher, how you doing? I can't put up with shit like that.
No, he's a good guy, Ron. He's
you better
trying to make a point what he thinks and what he feels.
He's going to argue around in circles, okay?
Yeah.
Hours on end, because you can do that forever, okay? Tomato, go do some research, please, and then come back and we'll have an intelligent conversation.
Yeah, well, it's hard sometimes, Ron, because you see something and you haven't done all the research, because sometimes it's hard to do all the research because you keep going down these freaking rabbit holes.
Like take the Valdez or whatever that was called, that boat that crashed, right? Remember it spilt all the oil a long time ago up in Alaska?
Yeah. They're still cleaning it up, aren't they?
Okay, now who had a huge handle in that? Rockefeller. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you look at the story, there's no reason that boat broke up or did whatever it did. Was a guy drunk or something, fell asleep?
Yeah, it was a drunken captain, apparently. Yeah.
Right. That wasn't an accident, okay? They're pushing the environmental movement. They have to show environmental. If there's no environmental damage, then the environmental movement ain't got no legs. Plain and simple. So you create disasters, problem, reaction, solution. These people
are Hegelian dialect.
Evil.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the writing's on the wall. I mean, for those that see it.
Call them false flags, if you will. Everybody on the internet likes to yak about the school shootings, false flags. Okay, your environmental disasters are false flags. Get that through everybody's skull.
Well, I mean, what are they pushing now? What are you reading every day in the paper? Well, I mean, here it's carbon tax. Well, besides Zika virus, other than that, it's how we're going to implement this new carbon tax to save the world in Canada. And there's another tax. And
did you know this, Chris?
I'm going to push you. What did I notice?
Did you know this? This is freak. This blows me away. This is crime prevention, the OACP, which is I don't know what that is, the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police. I found this thing. I don't know what year it is. It's full of corporate advertising. But this thing blows me away because it's the truth. And the front page, there's a leather glove on a hand, and in between the thumb and the finger is a bunch of IDs, right? And it says, and I hope everybody understands this. This is what it says right in the front page. You are your ID. Okay? You are your ID. Of course, you're not your ID, but according to the police and the government, you are your ID because you, the man, don't exist. Only your ID exists, which is pretty in your face.
That's pretty creepy.
That is totally creepy. And then it goes on. This is a message, and I just want to read this really quickly if I can. Message from the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police. Crime prevention is everyone's business. No one wants to be a victim of crime. As police officers, we'd rather prevent a crime than have to deal with its consequences. That's why it's important that ordinary citizens, I don't know what an ordinary citizen is. Apparently it's not a cop. That's why it's important that ordinary citizens do all they can to help prevent crimes from taking place. Partnering with police in crime prevention is good for everyone. Well, not considering the police are in the business of crime. Can I see your ID? Because that's who you are. Well, no, that's not who I am, because my name was plagiarized at birth. It was stolen, literary theft, and now you're holding up the literary theft telling me that's who I am, and then you turn around and tell me you're trying to prevent crime. Makes no sense. Anyways, Ontario's police leaders are pleased to partner with our corporate partners because, well, we are a corporation who police ourselves, just in case anybody doesn't know. But we have a whole bunch of corporate partners to make this booklet possible. Our message to every Ontarian is simple. Protecting yourself against identity theft and personal fraud is more important than ever before. Well, what's the personal fraud? The personal fraud is your ID.
Yeah, the person.
Yeah, that's the fraud. But they spell it all out for you here. The 2010 Crime Prevention Campaign aims to raise public awareness about identity theft and personal fraud. Well, you stole our identities when we were born. So why don't you come out and say that? Because you want to raise public awareness about identity theft and fraud. But you don't say it. You can't say it. You know, if you're going to raise awareness, why don't you come out, Mr. Policeman, and say, you know, when you were born, the corporation / government kind of like plagiarized your name. That's called literary theft. And then we copyrighted the thing and turned it into a financial instrument and called you the ID. You see, that's you now, what we stole and created. They don't tell you that. They're not making us aware of the fraud at all. Anyways, they made a pledge of law enforcement officers to our communities is to work with citizens to ensure their identities remain safe and do all we can to combat fraud. Well, the whole thing's a fraud. So quit pulling people over and taking their driver's license away from them. We can only accomplish this by working with citizens and the corporate partners who help make this booklet and our crime prevention campaign possible. This book is just rife with bullshit. It's amazing. Anyways, how's things going down in Kingston?
Well, I don't give a two rat's asses whether they pull my license or not, because I don't have one. I haven't had one since 1994. Mind you, I still keep going to jail for that fact, but I'm still holding out.
I love this.
I'm not submitting to them telling me I must have a license to do what otherwise they consider illegal, or what is considered illegal. So, anyways, I don't want to get into that too much.
Did you get a chance to look through that book that I sent you? That
I did. I read some. I've got some disclosure for my case that I'm trying to work on real heavy. But it's the Woe Be the Lawyers, or is that? Yeah, that's the one you're talking about. You sent me several. I believe that's the one you're speaking.
Yeah, that one's brilliant. I mean,
it is. So far there's nothing. That guy's spot on. He's wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fraud. The criminal justice system, the legal.
And he could have been a good lawyer. He could have represented me. I would have hired him.
Yes, but when, what he says, once he got through law school, there's no way he could possibly be a lawyer because it's a fraud, right? So he didn't want to involve himself in a fraud, which really makes me take my hat off to the guy because most lawyers, I would think a lot of lawyers don't know that.
He probably forgave a lot of money to not go with the deception.
Well, absolutely.
Like he could have went along to get along, and owned a really nice home with a backyard pool overseeing the waterfront, and had maids and butlers, and he just wasn't willing to.
But the fact is, he was obviously a man with some moral fiber, right?
Exactly.
And that's what's missing, because if you look at legalism, I think it is the term. It says that it's not immoral, it's amoral, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why when you go to court, you say, "Jesus, what are these guys doing?" Well, they're amoral, right? They don't know right from wrong. Which amoral is basically the definition of a psychopath.
Well, that's the scales of justice, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess so. But so anyways, the bases are all fixed up. They spent a whole bunch of money fixing up the bases.
Well, no, funny. That's actually why I called in. I just wanted to mention, it was just basically just mentioning that it's kind of wiped from the headlines, but it was in there briefly. And they did wipe a lot of comments from it, but we had a guy, I didn't even know his name, but it's Alu Al-Akbar or something, just stabbed 2 Canadian soldiers within a base in Canada, and he was screaming that, what is that they scream? Allah.
Yeah, Allah or whatever it is, yeah.
Whatever they do, when they're killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, he only wounded 2 soldiers. Another soldier stepped up, jumped on him, took him down, and now he's being charged with attempted murder, apparently. And this is right within our base, our military base, where all these refugees are taking over. The government's giving them the base. And now you've got them within the base. Now, this guy apparently is Canadian. He was a really nice guy. The article they wrote on him was like, well, he was abused child and blah, 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 whatever. Really giving him the sympathy. Like, he had mental issues, this, that, and Ali Akbar is what he was hollering, I think, as he was stabbing. But right in a this is a main defense for a country, is it not? Is your military? And our poor guys, I don't even think they had knives. They're not allowed to have guns on base. I don't even think they were allowed to have knives. This guy had a knife. And he was stabbing military guys.
Yeah,
and they're feeling sorry for him because he had mental issues.
I thought I saw a story go by where
the point
Trudeau
was making though,
excuses.
Is he making an excuse already? I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, I thought I
don't know how you make an excuse for that.
I thought I saw something go by that he was downplaying the stabbing.
Well, they did it in the news. That's why I said they were apologizing for the guy practically.
Yeah,
he was a victim of circumstance. He had an abused life. He was called a racist or called a racist names and I don't know, whatever. I didn't even read the whole article I got. I felt like I was going to puke. And I just thought, I don't give a shit. This is Canada. In our own military bases, and I've already harped on this before, but man, you can't bring foreigners into our military bases and say this is your new home without seeing the real problem. Here, just come on over. The hordes, the Mongol horde can now just come on, walk right in and take over our base, and our government, who is our representatives, are saying, yeah, sure, here's the keys. Help yourself. Oh, you want to? Yeah. You want to kill? Yeah, go ahead, kill him. Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's just getting crazy, man. They're talking about this stuff in France and England. We're starting to get it here now. And I know in the States, they took over a church in the States for fucking prayer.
Oh, yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
That girl, a girl, again, had to be a woman, stood up and said, what the hell are you doing in my church, doing this?
Yeah,
and she got evicted.
Where's the men, man? Why is the women seemingly the ones that all the time that just say enough is enough? It could be because of this story. I got a picture here, and this is CBC News. And all you American people out there might be listening to this. You may want to think about this a minute. It says, American men drop to their knees and literally beg Justin Trudeau to run for U.S. president. And that's on the CBC News up here. And we have Trudeau and some guy on his knees with his hands up praying and asking or begging Trudeau to run for U.S. president. Now, that would just show you how stupid people really are, right? One, you don't want to vote for anybody. Two, does this goomer in the States not realize that Trudeau's Canadian and that Trudeau just got voted in and Trudeau can't run for president? But here they are on their knees begging Justin Trudeau to run for U.S. president.
Well, I would assume, I haven't seen that article. I definitely want to see that now. But I would assume it's based on his policies, right? Is what they're suggesting?
No. Let's see what it says here. It says, what's the problem they're having? All those guys are so bad. They're terrible. Please, says one man as Trudeau laughs and shakes his head. They're boring, weird. We have to settle for them, says the other man. Please. Another video that's since been deleted. Trudeau declines the invitation to run for president on the ground he's not U.S. born. The American men were quick to counter by pointing out that Republican President hopeful Ted Cruz was born in Calgary. Yada, yada, yada. We'll do anything. We're begging you, said one man before both dropped to their knees, hands clasped in front of them. We're literally begging you. Yeah, it's just. The world's gone cracker land, man. You know. So you know, I
see. It's in your sky, it's in your water, it's in your food.
I see it wasn't women doing it. Who's Loggenhawk? Ron has some right-wing tendencies. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. Okay.
I lean a little to the left.
Okay.
Well, talking about the lower area, sorry.
There is no right wing in me. There is no left wing in me. Okay. There's right, there's wrong. I'm more of a black and white guy than a right-left guy. Okay. If it hurts people, then it's wrong. If you're deceiving people, then it's wrong. This right-left stuff. I mean, if you still playing around with this right-left stuff, you still, go stick your head in the toilet, flush it a few times, clean out your ears, and then come on back. This whole, people don't get divide and conquer yet. They don't get that. I mean, if you're still dicking around with right, left, you ain't ready to move forward. That's for damn sure. Just get on with what's right, what's wrong, and forget about right, left. Period. If you're, I love it. We're conservative Christians. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I have no idea.
What is that?
I have no idea.
That's the best thing I've ever heard of, right?
I know it. I know it. It sounds good.
I don't know.
I mean, if I was anything, I'd like to be one of them. I guess if I was to be.
What I would like to see here is that I like Shakespeare's idea. I like the idea of those people back in 1200s and that who just said, you know what the problem is? It's the lawyers. Okay, everything, even the garbage written on...
something to kill them all, didn't he?
Even the stuff written on your frickin' cereal box came through lawyers. Everything came through the lawyers. How do you think Monsanto got to poison your food? The lawyers...
It's funny you say that, though, when you're talking about the cereal boxes. General Mills took off the bee to protest killing of the bees. So they're giving everybody that twitters or tweaks them or whatever they do, Twitter, I guess. They're sending them a small bag of free seeds for the honeybees. Or for the bees, anyways, and it really the irony to this is they're genetically modified seeds, and that's to save the bees.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, that was all across. That was all across the news, actually.
The fact is if there was no lawyers here, and you go back in the United States in the early days, and I'm sure it was the same up here in Canada. That they didn't want nothing to do with these dumbass lawyers. They would run them out of the colonies. Get out! You're vipers. You're vermin. That's what they called them. They were vermin. You run the rats out. You kill the rats. You get rid of the lawyers.
Well, now they run our country. Well, I mean, with a little help from their friends.
Well, I mean, they run and they get elected. Most of the high-end elected are lawyers, and they're running in the Congress and the legislatures. They're writing the rules, and then their buddies are writing the legalese for the rules for their friends, the companies. How do we survive that? Okay, it's got nothing to do. Iraq ain't your enemy. Iran ain't your enemy. Your enemy is right in your home turf. Your enemy's down there, so-and-so Joe's lawyer company. That's it. You can't do anything without a lawyer. And I highly recommend that anybody that hasn't read it, just go download Woe Unto You Lawyers, get the PDF or the book, Woe Unto You Lawyers by Fred Rodell, Rodell, and read the damn thing. Okay? Nothing happens without lawyers. Period. You didn't need a fishing license before the lawyers came along. You didn't need a driver's license before the lawyers came along. Okay? You didn't get a ticket for jaywalking before the lawyers came along. Canada just passed a law saying Canadians can't boycott Israel. That means you. I don't think so.
Was that passed?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. No, because there was actually talk about that. I thought you were being serious. Sorry, you were just okay.
No, it's here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Possible suspect put it here in the chat. I can boycott whoever the hell I want. Anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I do, and I will, and they can suck air as far as I'm concerned. You telling me, this is getting stupid. I can't say something about a Muslim. I can't say something about Israel. All of our...
Well, you can say something about those guys that wear green beards on St. Paddy's Day and get away with it.
Well, yeah. That's in Facebook. Anyways, Michael Schmidt, before we go, Michael Schmidt, I don't know if you know this or not, Chris. I got to do this really fast. I couldn't go there because we're trying to save our house right now, so I was down trying to raise some money here, which I think we did. But anyways, bankers, lawyers and bankers, piss off, both of you. But anyways, they went down yesterday to Newmarket, Ontario, where I was at Michael's case in 2010, and about 300 people showed up because the government, Michael ain't listening to the government. He just keep on doing what he's doing, thank God for that. And he went down there. They're trying to put an injunction against them, make it criminal. And so 300 people went down to the courthouse yesterday in Newmarket, and they brought a cow, and they milked the cow at the courthouse, and everybody's drinking the milk at the courthouse, which is apparently wrong, but tough luck. These people know how to stand up for themselves, mostly women too, by the way. So they got, if you go to Michael Schmidt's Facebook, you just put in Michael Schmidt or support Michael Schmidt. They put a GoFund up now because they got about 6 or 8 months of court to go through, which is going to get damned expensive. So if you want to donate something to that, but really go over to Michael Schmidt's, or you can go to my Facebook. I got to post it up there too, which is what Canada Live, I guess it is. And either one of those places, they got like a whole slew of pictures up there. It's absolutely brilliant. They got the queen there drinking her milk and milking cows.
Yeah, that should just tell you the whole story right there. That man deserves all the money he can get.
A lot of he's getting
20 years worth.
Some here fight. Anyways, Chris, thanks for calling in. Tomato, thanks for calling in.